Okay, let's dive in. Have you ever been part of one of those big planning sessions, full of really great intentions,
Yeah.
only to see those grand plans kind of gather dust on a shelf somewhere?
Happens all the time.
Or maybe you felt a bit disconnected from the bigger company goals, like you're not quite sure if your daily tasks are really truly aligned. You're
hmm
definitely not alone there. So many strategic initiatives, they don't fail because the ideas are bad, right?
Yeah,
It's the implementation, the communication, that's where things often fall short.
exactly. And what we're diving into today is, well, it's a powerful approach that tackles exactly those challenges head on.
Okay.
It's called Hoshin Kanri. It's a lean strategic planning method, really designed to translate that big vision into concrete action, make sure everyone's pulling in the same direction.
That's right. And today we're taking a deep dive using insights from Vishnu Rayapeddi's Hoshin Kanri.pdf. We want to uncover how this method could be, maybe, your gateway to operational excellence. Our mission here is to unpack its core components, reveal its, well, surprising simplicity, maybe, and show you exactly how it can help you get the right things done.
Get the right things done. That's the key phrase.
So let's first unpack this problem a bit more. When you think about your own strategic planning processes, what words maybe come to mind? How is it typically driven, implemented, and maybe most importantly, how is its effectiveness actually measured?
Well, often, like you said, the outcome is this beautifully crafted document that,
Yeah.
yeah, enjoys a quiet life on the shelf.
Right.
And that is the central challenge Hoshin Kanri seeks to solve. We're talking about these fundamental disconnects.
Yeah.
How does senior management communicate directives in a way that truly engages everyone?
Uh-huh.
How do staff members know if their daily activities genuinely align with those big company goals?
Yeah, that's a big one.
And how do both management and staff know if the plan has actually worked? Without a clear, integrated approach, you can end up with a situation like on. There's this famous story about Lou Novikov, the mad Russian, a baseball player. He apparently stole third base once with the bases loaded.
What? Why?
Because, he said, he got a good jump.
Slight chuckle. Okay, that's not strategic.
Exactly. There's no point in being really, really fast to doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That's the risk without clear direction.
Okay, so we've painted a picture of traditional planning, maybe not always hitting the mark, but how does Hoshin Kanri actually step in? Isn't there a risk it just becomes another process?
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
But at its core, Hoshin Kanri is really a method of implementing strategy. It's about ensuring you get the right things done, not just busy work.
Right.
And it's deeply rooted in that lean philosophy, focusing intently on creating value, both in the product and the method, and just pushing waste aside.
And the name itself, Hoshin Kanri, what does that actually mean?
So Hoshin means direction, and Kanri means management. Simple as that.
Direction management.
Exactly. You might sometimes hear it called policy deployment or strategic initiatives, but those terms, well, they can sometimes muddy the water a bit. Directional management really captures the essence.
Okay, directional management. So if we're aiming for effective directional management, what are the foundational skills? What do you need to actually master Hoshin Kanri? It sounds like more than just following steps.
It definitely is. There are 3 really critical skills required. You need all 3 for it to work properly.
Okay, what are they?
First, planning and communication. This is all about setting the course, the direction, and making sure everyone gets involved. And the primary tool here is something called the X chart.
The X chart, we'll get into that. What's second?
Second is project initiation and execution. So once the course is set, how do you actually find the target? How do you make sure things happen? This involves things like creating project charters and, crucially, establishing standard work for follow-through.
Okay, planning, communication, execution. What's the third?
The third is reflection. And this is the intentional review of what worked and, just as importantly, what didn't work. It sounds simple, but it's a skill that's, well, often overlooked or done poorly.
Reflection, yeah, I can see how that gets skipped. Okay, let's go back to that first skill and the tool you mentioned, the X chart. Sounds foundational. What exactly is it? Why is it so vital?
Right, the X chart. It's a really powerful visual tool for planning. And yeah, it can look a bit daunting the first time you see it, but its purpose is to visually link those high-level strategies directly with day-to-day actions and then connect those to specific people and the results you're aiming for.
Okay, so it's like a map connecting everything.
Exactly. But what's fascinating is how it doesn't just show the connections. It actively forces communication and radical transparency about them.
Also,
By putting it all on one visual, It exposes hidden assumptions,
Hmm.
potential misalignments, things that traditional linear plans can sometimes mask. It's less about just filling in boxes and more about sparking those, sometimes uncomfortable, but really necessary conversations.
Okay, so how do you fill it out? Is there specific flow?
Yes, there's a specific order. You start with the strategy area. That's where you capture the highest level mandates, the big goals, directly linked to the overall corporate strategy.
The top level first. Got it.
Then you move to the metrics area. Here you add the standard operational figures, the KPIs your group needs to meet. Mandated numbers often go here.
Strategies and metrics.
Third is the tactics area. This is where you lay out the specific projects, the actual initiatives that will become the basis for managing the implementation. What are we actually doing?
Projects, the how. Makes sense.
Fourth, the team members area. And this is important.
Mhm.
You list the proper names of the people responsible, not just their titles, their names.
Names, not titles. Why is
Right.
that distinction important?
Accountability. It makes it personal specific. Marketing department isn't accountable. Jane Smith is.
Ah, I see. Okay. And the last area.
Finally, the results area. This is where you input the key financial metrics that matter to the company, things related to output, cost, profit, the bottom line impact.
Okay, so we've got the pieces. Strategy, metrics, tactics, team members, results. But I recall the source mentioning the connectional areas as being the absolute key. What happens there? That sounds like where the real work is.
Yes, this is where the magic or maybe the hard work really happens. These connectional areas, the links between those sections, are done last. And it's done in this back and forth, almost iterative way with the
Well,
team.
back and forth.
Yeah. They force intense reflection, debate, really open conversation. You're rigorously checking the correlations, the
Yeah,
connections.
what kind of connections?
Okay, so first, strategy to tactics, you ask. Does this tactic truly support that strategy? Is there maybe a more effective tactic? Or is this one not even necessary? Do we as a team really understand these strategy statements?
Okay, challenging the links.
Then, tactics to metrics. Does each tactic we've listed actually improve the specific metrics we care about, and by enough? Does every important metric have a tactic aimed at improving it? Do we understand what these metrics are truly measuring?
Tactics, driving metrics. Makes sense.
Next, tactics to team member accountability. Does every single tactic have a skilled person clearly leading it? Critically, is any one individual completely overloaded? Does everyone involved fully understand their specific accountability?
Spreading the load, ensuring clarity. Got it.
Then, metrics to results. Does each metric we're tracking actually contribute to the financial results the company values? And by how much? Are we even measuring the right things to get the results we want? Can we compare our plan to actual results later?
Okay, ensuring metrics lead to the bottom line.
And finally, strategy to results. Does each high-level strategy contribute to the financial results? And how much? Or is a particular strategy maybe just for show, like a splashy Super Bowl ad versus something designed for actual measurable outcomes?
Wow, so it's this intense cross-checking process.
Exactly. This is multi-directional questioning that prevents the plan from just becoming a disconnected wish list. It forces coherence.
Okay, to make this X-chart idea really land, let's use that example from the source material. Let's imagine you listening, you're on the management team of a fictional company, PDCA Plastics.
Right. And PDCA Plastics, well, their old motto used to be, we try it, we fix it, we ship it.
Chuckles. Not exactly inspiring confidence.
No. And unsurprisingly, it led to the company being sold.
Okay, so situation change.
Big time. PDCA Plastics has now been purchased by Deming Industries. And their motto is read the book, reap the bucks. Much more disciplined.
Right.
So Deming Industries is instituting their Hoshin Kanri process at PDCA. And they've given PDCA Plastics a clear, big mandate, a set of high-level goals.
What are they?
They want PDCA to improve employee morale and training. They need to reduce operating costs to 4% below their nearest competitor. They have to improve on-time shipment by 15% and increase operating profit by 7%. Pretty clear directives.
Okay, clear mandates. And what about the specific metrics Deming is tracking for them? Those would go in the metrics area, right?
Exactly. They're tracking. Sales need to go from $28 million to $30 million this year. OSHA recordable incidents need to drop from 4 per month down to just 1 per month.
Big safety improvement.
Huge. Direct labor costs needs to improve from 27% down to 25% of sales. Sales cost itself needs to stay constant. And operating profit needs to improve by 3 percentage points overall.
Okay, specific, measurable targets.
Very. So imagine you are one of those PDCA managers now. Your challenge, using the Hoshin framework in that X chart, is to figure out what specific projects, what tactics are going to achieve these goals and move those specific metrics.
Right.
This is exactly the kind of deep, connected thinking Hoshin Kanri forces. It ensures every action, every project is tied directly to a larger purpose and a measurable outcome. No random initiatives.
Okay, so you've gone through that rigorous X-chart process. You've had the tough conversations. You've hopefully got alignment. Now what? How do you make sure this carefully crafted plan actually happens? This feels like where things often break down, the execution phase.
You're absolutely right. This is where many strategic plans become that marathon without mile markers you mentioned earlier. Diligent follow-through is critical. It's the second key skill. Project initiation and execution.
So how does Hoshin structure that follow-through?
Okay, first, you define accountability. And this flows directly from that team members area on the X chart we talked about. The names, not titles.
Right.
And the key principle here, it's simple but powerful. Everyone has one accountability. No one has three.
Everyone has one, no one has three. Why is that so important?
It prevents that diffusion of responsibility.
Yeah.
When everyone's responsible, nobody really is. This ensures true ownership. One person owns the outcome for that specific tactic.
Okay, clear ownership. What's next?
Then you discuss the project face-to-face with that accountable person. You actually sit down, use the X chart, and show them exactly how their specific project fits into the bigger picture. Reinforce their impact.
Make the connection explicit for them.
Exactly. Then you create a project charter or list. For the bigger projects, you typically create a simple A3 sheet project charter.
An A3? What's that exactly?
It's basically a concise one-page report, often literally on A3-sized paper in lean environments. It visually summarizes the project's plan, objectives, current status, next steps. It's a communication tool. For smaller tactics, maybe just a simple project list is enough.
Okay.
And this is where the Kaizen process, that idea of continuous small improvements, can be really valuable in guiding the day-to-day execution of these projects.
So you've got the charter, the owner. Is it just go do it now?
Absolutely not. This isn't set it and forget it. You need to review weekly. Yes. Discuss progress face-to-face with the accountable person. You're pushing for current actions and, critically, next actions. What are you doing now, and what's the very next step?
Active management.
And it's not just status reporting. It's a teaching moment, a coaching opportunity. Are they stuck? Do they need help?
Okay.
It's also crucial during these reviews to reiterate the goal weekly. It's so easy to get lost in the fog of activity, right? You forget why you're doing this specific task. So constantly remind everyone of the overarching goal their project serves.
Keep the why front and center.
Precisely. And another critical discipline, don't let goal creep. Set a target in the charter and stick to it. If some genuinely new, important need arises mid-project, fine, start a new project, or maybe decide to abandon the current one. But don't just change the goalposts for the existing project midstream.
Protects focus.
Absolutely. It prevents that scope creep that can just derail everything. And finally, when the project is done, you name the project complete.
Formally close it out.
Yes. Formally cross it off the list or the charter. Thank the individual responsible. Our source even suggests writing a note to their home sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. It's about celebrating the achievement, reinforcing that success, and building momentum. Recognizing the effort and the win is important.
That whole execution phase sounds incredibly structured and disciplined.
It has to be. That's how you bridge the gap between planning and results.
Which brings us nicely to that third critical skill you mentioned earlier, reflection.
Our source noted this is something we often do poorly. Why is intentional review so important, and why do we tend to skip it?
It's a really interesting point, isn't it? There's this strong pull, both individually and organizationally, to just move on, finish one thing, jump straight to the next fire or the next exciting initiative.
Yeah, wrap it up, next task.
Exactly. And maybe there's a bit of fear involved too, fear of acknowledging mistakes or maybe just the pressure of time. But the truth is, real sustainable learning, the kind that fuels continuous improvement, only comes from that intentional, disciplined review. So how should it be done effectively?
Well, leadership is absolutely key here. Leaders have to lead this process. They need to actively force reflection, not just let it happen passively.
Force it.
Yeah, in the sense of making time for it, structuring it, and not allowing teams to just gloss over the details with vague statements like, oh, that didn't quite work out.
Right, demanding specifics.
Demanding specifics. Pushing for a certain humility in admitting exactly what assumptions were wrong or which actions fell short and why. What did we learn? It's digging into that unvarnished truth, understanding the root causes of both successes and failures. That's how the organization actually learns and improves within the Hoshin framework. It's built into the cycle, not just a nice-to-have afterthought.
That really underscores Hoshin Kanri as a learning system, not just a planning tool. Now, for listeners who are inspired and want to maybe continue their own exploration of this or related ideas, the source material pointed to a few other resources.
Yes, definitely. There were three mentioned that could be helpful. First was Hoshin Kanri for the lean enterprise. This one sounds like a pretty technical, deep description of Hoshin.
Good for reference, maybe?
Yeah, described as a good resource, but maybe tough reading. Apparently, it comes with a CD of forms, though, which could be really practical if you're looking to implement.
Okay, what else?
Then there's Getting the Right Things Done. This one's written in a novel style,
Hmm.
similar to Eli Goldratt's The Goal.
Oh, like a business fable.
Exactly.
Hmm.
The author apparently has terrific practical experience, uses excellent examples, makes it quite digestible. Though the source did note the narrative could feel maybe a bit forced at times.
Still potentially more accessible.
Potentially. And the third one really stood out. Leadership and Self-Deception.
What's that one about?
The source called it the best management book since Good to Great. High praise. It also uses a novel style, but it apparently deals with the root cause of people problems in organizations, how we deceive ourselves. It's said to offer instantly usable insights that go way beyond just Hoshin Kanri.
Interesting. Sounds like it tackles the human element more directly.
Seems so. Definitely one to check out based on that recommendation.
Great suggestions. So let's try and wrap this up. If we summarize Hoshin Kanri, it's clearly much more than just another planning document on a shelf.
Oh, absolutely. It builds directly on that whole lean philosophy. Think of it like a powerful visual tool, like an Andon light or a Kanban board, but for strategy. Its job is to drive the right conversation on the right topic at the right time.
Connecting the dots.
Precisely. The Hoshin process, especially the X chart, sets the plan, and then the results flow through that diligent standard work and project management we talked about.
So it's like standard work for strategy execution.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a high level of standard work for management. And look, it's hard to do well. It requires real commitment and discipline.
But worth it.
But our source was pretty clear. When it's done even partially well, it can be unstoppable in terms of driving focused improvement and results.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Whether you're leading a whole organization, a small team, or even just trying to manage your own personal goals more effectively?
Well, the key takeaway isn't just about creating more lists or more detailed plans for the sake of it.
Right.
As our source put it, quite provocatively, I thought, it's not about the lists, it's all about the food.
It's not about the list, it's all about the food. What do you think that really means in this context?
I think it means focusing on the outcome, the value, the nourishment that your efforts provide. Are your plans and activities actually feeding the results that matter? Or are you just, making lists?
That's a powerful thought to end on. So the invitation for you is to consider, how can you move beyond just making lists, whether personal or professional, and really ensure your efforts are truly nourishing the outcomes you value? How can you make sure every action genuinely contributes to that bigger picture you're trying to paint?